If you're ready to take back control of your health, you're in the right place. Welcome to Awaken Wellness with me, Tanya Candy, registered nurse and health coach. Now, I'm not your typical nurse. I consider myself divorced from traditional healthcare. I broke free of the sick care system in 2019 when I realized that the root cause to my sickness, my autoimmune disease, and my chronic pain was me. If you're ready for truth, for clarity, for honesty in a tough, love, compassionate way, I'm the coach for you. Join me while we dig into our root causes of sickness and disease. Hi, hello and welcome in live streaming community. I am so glad you're here live or on the replay. It's me, Nurse Tanya, just coming to you live with open office hours. I've had quite a few questions coming in about this exciting stuff that I have been talking about, which is bringing to you the availability live and in real time bioidentical hormone health. So, how exciting is that? My telehealth partner that I have joined forces with for peptides is now launching bioidentical hormone replacement. Right now, we're starting with that menopause crowd, but that is just the start. So, we are starting with orals and topicals, and we will be building on that. So, if we don't have exactly what you're looking for right now, if you go through the health assessment and you're not eligible, just wait a few weeks, just wait a month, and we will be filling in the gaps. I already have mine ordered. I am very excited. I will be using some topical estrogen cream as well as an estradiol capsule, a pregnenolone capsule, and a I believe DHEA was what was in my recommended kit. So I'm so excited. I am one of those people who had a hysterectomy, kept my ovaries. So honestly, I'm not all that sure where I'm at in the process. When I do testing, saliva or blood, everything is still kind of there, but it's kind of low. So right now, with my telehealth partner, that additional testing is not required. However, me as a functional health practitioner, I think it's a really good idea to know what your blood levels are at, have your thyroid checked out good at least once a year. And then on the hormone side, I really prefer a urine test or a saliva test. We already know the hormones are low. What we want to know is what is going on with your pathways. So hold on a second. I'm going to grab something to show you. This is my new favorite tool from Designs for Health. It is very similar to a Dutch test. A lot of people are familiar with the Dutch test. It does not have the organic oats component. We have that through Designs for Health with a different test called a metabolomics. That test is invaluable, is one of my favorites. So we can see what your cell health is going on, what your body needs to create energy. But this hormone kit is invaluable. Whether you're using some bioidentical hormone replacement or you're just at any stage in the game, male or female, this test is, I feel like, worth doing once a year. It's an at-home urine test. I'll just kind of show you what's inside here. It's so easy to do. You're going to collect throughout the day If you're cycling, it's very cycle specific. You're going to need to really follow the directions closely and make sure you do it at the right time of month. If you're not cycling, then that's a whole different story. It comes with these tubes that are urine collection. Each color is a certain time of day. It comes with the supplies and the little capture cups. So this is going to tell us what your body is doing with your hormone. So we know that your liver methylates toxins, it methylates hormones. Now, you've heard me talk about knowing what your DNA is about, what your methylation pathways are about. All these things tie in to really fully understand how your body's functioning and what it needs to function. So this is one of my favorite. This is just the ice pack. You need to pre-freeze this before you send it off. But we want to know, especially for prevention of disease, for prevention of cancers, we want to know what these hormone pathways look like. We want to know if you're clearing your estrogens. We want to know if you're converting your hormones into usable. We want to know if they're excreted from your body. We know that a lot of cancers down the road, whether it's colon is very tied into estrogen clearance or not clearing estrogens. Breast cancer, for me, in the way I think about it, is really more about that dirty estrogen. And it's the estrogen that hasn't been cleared out of your body because those cancers tend to happen at a place when you're not really making much hormone. Yet the hormone gets the blame. It's that recycling, it's that non methylated hormone. So, a test like this, that urine test, can tell us what's going on with those methylation. And if we find that things are not optimally functioning, we use different products, different herbs, and different supplements to help your body move those things through that methylation process, to help your body and your colon grab that that dirty estrogen and bind it and get it out of the body. So things that really start to go wrong later on in the body is estrogen dominance. A lot of people don't realize that they're estrogen dominant, but that can look like cycle problems, that can look like excess bleeding, just not normal or not tolerable cycles. Even emotionally, if your estrogen is not processing or methylating correctly and it's too heavy down a certain pathway, that can really play into anxiety and depression symptoms. And there are things that we can do about that, specific products, specific herbs that we can use to help your body get that estrogen methylized and down the correct pathway. The colon, it's a big deal. Women who are estrogen dominant or have hormone problems and are constipated are just so backed up. Their pathways are backed up. And that is where that down the road, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, where things start to go wrong in the body, where that DNA damage and disease starts to happen. So, a female at any age, it is so important that you poop. It's important for your hormones. It's important for every single part of your body. I come across so many women who are super constipated, and then finally, when they're cycling, when they're bleeding, they finally poop. Why is that? Because that hormone goes down, something changes, something relaxes, and that body finally lets go. So, if that's you, if you've got, I don't care what age you are, if you're not pooping every day, that is the cornerstone of your health. That is the number one root cause thing to figure out is why are you not pooping? Really, honestly, it should be more than every day. It should be a meal, a poop, a meal, a poop when things are working correctly. When things are working correctly, that bowel movement is just average size. It is like sausage and easily flows out. and sinks. Yes, in daily life, we can have things that aren't normal, and it's not a big deal. Things happen. The food triggers, this and that. It's not a big deal. But if you're on a constant roller coaster, with constipation, with irritable bowels, with diarrhea. There's so much that we can do about that. Yes, we have to test. Yes, we have to investigate. We may have to dive into food allergies with some blood testing, and we might have to remove some foods for a while so your body can calm down, so your immune system can calm down, so your mucosal membrane can heal. Now, how are we tying all this into when I started this conversation talking about hormone replacement? Because whether we're male or female, it all fits together. Our body is like a Swiss watch. Your nervous system is in the middle gear. Every other system is affected. It is all has to work together. In the medical system, they tend to send you to a specialist, a OBGYN, a endocrinologist, a GI specialist. And each of those specialists wants to tweak on your body and forgets that it affects everything else. So, where do peptides fit into this? For me, they're kind of the icing on the cake, right? We still need a good foundation. If you're metabolically unstable, maybe a GLP-1 is something that can quickly get you more moving forward and in the right direction. If you are my age, if you're hitting that menopause era of life and you're starting even to get frozen shoulder or joint problems, as we lose estrogen, our body starts speaking to us in a language that is trying to get us to understand. And yes, it is absolutely natural that our body becomes depleted of these hormones. That is true. But we're at a place where we can optimize, we can choose to do something different. We're living longer. We know that when we lose estrogen, our bone health it changes. Our body's depleted. So there is a holistic, more natural way to support that. Now, hormone therapy is a really different conversation that we're having today than what we used to have. Even in the crowd of people that were so against it for good reasons. We're finding out when we look at the big picture and we really break things down and we analyze things. Again, we find out maybe estrogen wasn't the problem. Maybe it was the methylation, how it's not clearing your body. Maybe it was the colon. Maybe it was the constipation. Again, it's not clearing your body. And what is going on with your immune system? Your immune system has always got to come in and take care of cells that are not doing their job, right? We've got in that cell life, if a cell isn't replicating well or if there's damage, the body needs to come in and clean it up. All of these things have to happen in order to stay happy, whole, and healthy. There has to be a foundation of nutritional support. We have to remove toxins. We have to remove that burden. We have to stay clear of parasites so our immune system can do its job and support our body. So, those are just a few things that we do here at Awaken Wellness. Absolutely. Nothing is super easy or without complication. When we start working together, the questions, we start investigating, we start with some basic blood work. And a lot of times, that basic blood work leads to more questions than it does answers. And that's just part of the process when you start peeling the onion and peeling back the layers. But I'm Nurse Tanya, and I am currently taking new clients. I work at a distance as well as locally. Now, follow me here on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'll be launching some videos I did this morning of my new bio box. I think I threw everything away, but it is a really priceless tool for my virtual clients. It is a little home collection kit that my lab company sends to you. It's kind of like a continuous blood glucose monitor. You just pop it in your arm and it fills this little vial of blood. Now, my opening package or like consultation, you're gonna need 2 of those kits. So we need to get 2 of those vials, and we're gonna start with thyroid. We're gonna start with some basic information and plug it in, plug the results in, and look at it from a functional perspective. How is your body functioning? So that's the easiest way to work with me, and that's the introductory appointment. You just need to go to my website, awakenwellnessllc.com, and click on that root cause review, and my system will walk you through the steps. Now, if you're here, if you're local, stop in. We'll do the blood draw. My company always puts on a really great monthly special that has a well-rounded lab panel. We do, your basics, your CMP, your basic CBC. We like to do an A1C. We like to do insulin. We like to do inflammation, vitamin D, and then, a few other hormones thrown in there so we can really get a really great overall picture of your wellness. So I am such a believer in doing basic blood work at least once a year. You'll be surprised. No, we don't deal with insurance, but you'll be surprised when you just pay out of cash. You can turn it into your insurance or do whatever you want. We do take HSA cards, health savings, but you'll be so surprised. It's so much more affordable than you think when you just do the cash and carry thing. We help keep it affordable, and that is your introductory visit with me. Once we get those results back, we'll have a conversation about the next step. Maybe the next step for you feels like a urine hormone test, or depending on what your labs, your blood work say, maybe that next step for you looks like a metabolomic test, which that tells us about your energy level. If you're having a hard time losing weight, that really gives us some insight into maybe why your body's not wanting to burn fat and how we can support it and get it back on track. Maybe your blood work looks like a stool test or an investigation into what's going on with your digestion is the right way to go. But we'll figure that out all together when we get your blood work back. So, again, I always say if you find value here, the way to tip a small business is to like, share, and follow. Everything counts. Um, we would love it if you go to the website and just subscribe to our newsletter so we can keep in touch. And if we ever disappear here on social media, then we'll have a way to reach out to each other. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again next Wednesday at open office hours. You're absolutely welcome to DM me any questions that you would like to see me address. Thank you so much. And we look forward to happy hormones. Please DM me with all your hormone questions. And if you would like a referral to my telehealth partner, I would be glad to give you one.